welcome to my 2021 Christmas home tour. This year I changed some stuff up and I'm very excited to share these things with you. There are some areas that I'm not like 100% in love with, but we have, you know, we've gone too late now. It's like the second week of December and I just had a baby not too long ago, so I'm giving myself some grace. Next year we will have things together and even possibly finally get to move into a new house next year. Who knows? We've been looking for far too long, but that's not what you guys are here for. You are here for all the Christmas festive magic and I cannot blame you. These are easily some of my most favorite videos that I do every single year. I love sharing my home with you, especially around the holidays. So I hope that you guys enjoy all the little things that I've done around the house. And yes, we have 5 trees. I've also done some updating in here with some rugs. A part of this video is going to be sponsored by Ruggable. Super excited about that. I've been waiting to try those out, so I will get to that here shortly and share that with you. But first, let's get started in the main area of the home with this big baby behind me. If you have been watching my Christmas tours for the last few years, then you would know that my trees have been flocked every year. And I've added some trees as I've went along in my journey through YouTube. But I bought this tree last year with the expectation of putting it in our bedroom. Had no earthly idea that I would end up pregnant and there would be a baby in my bedroom and a bassinet would be taking up the space that my tree would be taking up, but that's perfectly fine. I knew when I plugged it in, when I got it after like all the Christmas sales and stuff, I knew that I loved it and I kind of didn't want to hide it back in our bedroom because it was just beautiful. That worked out in my favor because I was able to change some stuff up and finally do green in my living area because I've done the flock trees. I couldn't use my green garlands because I just didn't think it worked together. I felt like it clashed, so this year I was able to pull out all the green. If you watch my decorate with me, then you somewhat seen the process of this tree, and it was kind of a labor of love because it was like something I've never done before. This tree was totally out of my comfort zone this year. It's like no other tree I've ever done. I did add a little bit of my page flair with my berries to it, and you might recognize like kind of that same themage that I did a few years back with the berries, but it was on my flock tree. Have no fear, those flock trees are up and we'll get to those here shortly. But I feel like this tree just sets it off and it gives that feeling that I wanted. I wanted sort of that woodsy mountain feel, of course without being in the mountains. Almost Pottery Barn like. That's what kind of got my brain going. Was I seen an ad on one of those catalogs they send out for like the Christmas stuff, so that's what really like got my brain going this year and helped me figure out my theme for the main living area. Until your girl is blessed with a fireplace, this will have to do, and it does give me fireplace realness for the most part. I want so badly to have a fireplace with a mantle to hang my stockings and garlands and all those good things one day, and we're going to claim it in the name of Jesus. But it's not happening today, so you're just gonna have to deal with this. But Trevor, my friend Trevor, hooked up the garland. This is the Walmart garland, like super cheap, but we added the berries, and y'all, I have so many of these berries to just put everywhere throughout the house, and I love how this turned out. Love the pop of the red. I feel like it is just spot on. And then of course the addition of the stockings sort of neutralized everything. I was going to change it out and do Pottery Barn red velvet, like classic stockings. I decided to hold. We're going to press pause just to make sure, because my neutral ones I can use every year, you know, so I'm a little worried that I might switch up from my red, even though I feel like Christmas isn't Christmas without some red. But let's move on to the couch. This is one of those spots that I'm not 100% in love with, but it's gonna work. The pillows are just not exactly what I had envisioned, and I couldn't find, with the little bit of free time that I have, I could not find the pillows that I had in my mind. But these do work, and I think they complement our new rug in here very well. Speaking of the new rug, I'm going to show this rug off. So let me show you the process of us putting all of that down and let you get some more information about Ruggable in case you don't know what it is. Y'all, I'm so excited to be sharing with you our new rug from Ruggable. Thank you so much, Ruggable, for sponsoring this part of today's video. If y'all have no idea what this amazing contraption is right here, it is a 2-part rug. Yes, 2 parts. That top that you see there is the rug cover. It is low pile and lightweight, stain resistant, water resistant, and it is designed to fit conveniently in the washing machine. Could not come at a better time, friends, with 2 dogs, a toddler, and a newborn who is the spit up champion of the world. Could not have come at a better time. Underneath there, you're going to see their rug pad, which is also easy to clean. It has a non-slip back. It's made out of that same material that they use to make yoga mats. So this one is that extra thick padding, and OMG, I could not be more obsessed. So if you're like me and your life's a little messy, make sure to click the link in the description box. Use my code FUNPAGE10 to save 10% off. So even though I'm not obsessed with the placement of the pillows, I do love the pops of the burgundy and the red, and of course the crisp white, and I had to have my leather touches because I feel like that gives that masculinity, that mountain vibe that I was going for. I just really like that year round. So I just wanted to make sure that I still had that, you know, element in my Christmas decorations. Clearly, I love me some Christmas lights. The twinkling, it's not Christmas. That's like the red. Christmas also isn't Christmas without the lights. As much as I love a colored light moment and I think it's super nostalgic, I don't think Christmas is Christmas without just the regular old warm. Gotta be warm. Don't give me no cool. Do not give me no cool lights. They got to be warm, and they just make my heart flutter. They are the perfect thing for any room. If you were struggling to get in that Christmas spirit, light up some Christmas lights, string them across the ceiling. I mean, they're just, Christmas just ain't Christmas without a twinkling Christmas light. So I love the addition of fairy lights to my garland. So if you can't find a garland that you like that's pre-lit, or maybe you don't want to spend the money on it, just get you some battery operated ones, or if you have a place where you can plug it in, and do that. But most of my areas where I have those, you can't plug them in, so I get these battery operated ones. I will link them down below. They're pretty affordable. I think they're in a set of 3 or 4. And they have about 7 different settings. I love the twinkling light setting. Of course, I have it on both of them going as we speak. And you can timer them. So they have the little timer on there so they can all come on when your trees come on. That is also like a must-have thing for me, is timers. I want the magic to just happen without me having to work for it. So now we have moved over into the dining room, and this is something that I have never done. And my husband was like, wait, I'm confused. Where are you putting the tree? Okay, so you're putting 2 trees in the, I'm confused. But I wanted so badly to still have my family, like all the made ornaments, the passed down ornaments. That was going to be what was in our bedroom. But because, like I said earlier, I decided to move it into here, and I love it. It is like a Mod Podge of our life. And though some ornaments don't make sense to other people, because they're gonna be like, why do you have this? Why is this one sentimental? Or why does this one mean something? And I feel like that makes it even more special, because if somebody's over, I can explain to them like the year that we got it and what was going on and why it's so significant to us. So I feel like that's like a conversation starter, and you get to know people a little bit better. So I just love this. I feel like this is just a compilation of all of my trees over the years, just slapped into this tree. I love it. And we love sitting here at the dining table, eating supper or eating breakfast or whatever we're eating, and Mila will look over and like point at different things and talk about them, and we tell her what they are. So I love it. I might always put a tree in the dining room from here on out. Maybe not this big of one, but I will probably always put one in here. This is another spot that I showed in that Decorate With Me, and y'all, we struggled getting this thing up. It was so time consuming. Here we were thinking it was just gonna be, let's just slap this garland up, tape it, and move on. And that was not the case. It was not staying. So we had to do some figuring out, and I am obsessed with how it turned out. So the gold, and yes, they're like a metal gold lettering, that was an afterthought. I was walking through Target and I was like, I need this. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. And as soon as that came out of my mouth, I knew where I was gonna put it. I just needed to know if it was gonna be long enough and it would fit. And y'all, it is perfect. It is like it was made to go in this spot. Obsessed, totally obsessed with how that turned out. We'll always probably hang a garland over that mirror, or any mirror in our dining room from here on out. So now we are in the room that is probably hands down everybody's favorite on social media. I show this one the most because we're in here the most. And this is my children's playroom. So right now, of course, Mila's really the only one that's utilizing it because she's the only one old enough. Ellis will learn to love the playroom also. I'm trying to make it a space for both of them now. It's been just for a little girl for the longest time. Not the longest time, but you know, since the beginning of the playroom, it was for a girl. So I'm just sort of meshing two worlds together, and I'm loving getting to do that and just sort of like expanding my decorating ideas and stuff. This tree is one of my favorites, and clearly it's y'all's favorite too, because I get comments on it all the time and messages on Instagram. Y'all love it, and I know why. It makes you feel like a kid again. It's playful. It's like Candyland, Whoville, Santa's Workshop, Disney World, all those things just like twirled into one. Of course, it's another one of my flock trees. I feel like it really gives all of the colorful ornaments a time to shine off of that white. I just feel like you just wouldn't do it justice if it was on just a regular green tree. So if this tree ever dies, I will most likely either get a white tree or continue to do flocked. But I just feel like that's just like the piece de resistance is that. And to just pop a few more little festive things around the room, we have the cute little countdown, which Mila is obsessed with, standing on this little cushion couch thing that she has and moving the thing into different days, even though they're most likely not the right day when she moves it. But we're not going to take her shine away from her. We're just going to let her do her thing. And of course, in her 4 little book racks here in the playroom, well, I say her, in there, it's there now. I always deck these out for whatever holiday season that we're in. And we have so many Christmas books that is all that I put in these this time of year. And we even have some that spill over into the play cube over there. We have some throughout the house. Mila's obsessed with books. She goes to bed with a book. I'm sure she's in there with a book right now. She walks around the house with books all day long. She loves them. So there's just something about holiday books that make me so excited. So I don't know how many that I put out here. We did the same thing for Halloween, spring, Easter, Valentine's Day. We have quite a few, but the most that we have is definitely Christmas. So we also like to put a few little knickknacks up there too, just to make it extra festive. Okay, so now we've moved into my daughter Mila's room, and to me, it is what sugar plum dreams are made of. I absolutely am obsessed. I feel like this is what I would have wanted as a child. I always loved having trees in my bedroom, and Mama made sure she made that happen every year, but we had those good old fiber optic trees. Who else had a fiber optic tree? I loved it, and I decked it out probably with the most randomest things. And I always hung up Christmas lights throughout my room. I was just a big holiday festive decorator from the start. It started early for me, so I feel like that it's the same thing with Mila. She loves helping out. She loves looking at all the pretty stuff. Her exclamation is always, wow, like she just loves it, and that makes me so excited. Especially when we were doing her tree, she sat next to me and she was like part of the whole thing. So as she gets older, I want her to do it, but of course my decorative OCD self handled it this year. But probably when she's around 3 or 4, I think I'm just gonna let her go ahead and take the reins on it and let her do her thing. But I'm absolutely obsessed with how her room turned out this year. We have made it to my son's room. He is the newest addition to our family. And if you've been following, then you know that he is about a month old now. He's a little older than a month old, but that's the closest time frame I can give you. But this was a last minute decision. I was doing his sister's room and I fell in love with her tree, and they're so affordable. I said, shoot, I might as well just go ahead and get him one. Even if I don't decorate it this year, I'll have it for next year. Should have known what was going to happen. I even said when I got it, I would just put it in his room and not put anything on it, and that quickly changed. I got on Pinterest, I seen this little boy's room, and I loved his cute little, it was very simplistic, his Christmas tree in his room. Fell in love, and to my best ability tried to replicate it in my eyes, what I liked about it, and I fell in love with what I come up with. I wanted it simple. I still wanted it sort of earthy, and just to go along with the colors and the themage of his room. If you want to see more of his room, have no fear, I am doing a nursery tour, so you will get to see all of it together and the Christmas tree, how that looks in here too this time of year, but of course you'll be able to see what it looks like without it. We used this tray in our playroom last year. Do not recommend it. It is so aggravating to try to get on that track. It was really cheap, like $10 at Walmart. It is cute if it stays intact, but it takes a lot of work to get it on that track, just in case somebody asks. I hope y'all enjoyed this year's tour. I am in love with every single tree in this house, and I feel like y'all are gonna have a hard time. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite, but I'm still gonna ask you. So go down in the comments, let me know which tree is your favorite. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about everything, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. And once again, make sure to look down in the description box for any information about Ruggable that I mentioned before. And I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye y'all.